I feel like I'm turned. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to Mental Health Monday.
Good evening.
Yolanda and Quinda. We've been gone for a couple of weeks, so we're happy to be back today. Although we are a little tardy, it'll be well worth it.
Yes.
I'm not seeing that anybody is on, but look what I got.
She got gifts.
Can you see it? I don't know. Like I may have to stop my background for a second to be able to show it. But we've been giving away giveaways, and I feel like none of the people who are actually participating in the live stream are getting a chance to actually benefit from them. Like people who go to our page and share and like it in, but not our regular viewers. So I
I
wanted
tagged
to,
some people.
yeah. So I wanted
Open
to.
some.
Do you do it like it?
No, I just type their name, and when it pops up, I'll start typing their name, and when it pops up, I just tap it.
See, I wonder what I'm under because I'm typing their name and nothing is coming up.
I'm not sure.
Can you do Bernita Jones?
Now, she may not pop up for me because she is not my friend, but I'll start typing it and see.
Oh, and see, when I did it, it's like, let me delete that. Because it's just saying LaShandra on all three of them.
Yeah.
What is there a way for me to just type it on one page? Good evening. We see that we have 5 viewers. We just wanted to thank you for tuning in tonight. We do have a gift tonight. We know we've been gone for a couple of weeks, and so we're back.
Tell us who you are.
Please. Let me try to go from here.
So we can put your name.
Oh, I need to text Brittany.
Let's see. Yolanda, how we gonna do the prize giveaway? We're gonna do a random name spin. You want me to pull up a wheel?
You know how to do that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to text Brittany because I was sure from the text her.
Yep. So make sure you tell us who you are when you join us so that we can add your name to our wheel. Yolanda, how was your Monday?
It was actually pretty good. I had a no-show too, but it was pretty good. I was productive. I got a lot of stuff, taken care of at the office. So
Good.
I think the rest of my week will be productive because of that. Or at least I hope.
It will be. Hi, Miss Miller.
Hello. How was your day?
It was pretty good. Pretty calm. Alex came home Saturday night
Oh, okay.
to check on his mama. Hey, Tamika. Let me add your name to the wheel. Yeah. So, for those of you just joining us, make sure you give us your name so that we'll know you're here because we are having a drawing tonight. Hey, Miss Doris.
Hey, Mama.
Hey, Miss Rosita.
Hey. So I'm trying to go to. You know what? I guess I need to.
Miss Doris, I'm still sore, but I'm okay. I'll be fine. Just hopefully nothing major is damaged. I'm still waiting on some test results. But thank you though.
So tonight we have a good topic. Looks like we have about 11 people on. And I'm trying to use 2 devices so I make sure I can respond to people accordingly. Yeah, if we miss something, please let us know because we don't want to ignore anyone or their comments. Sometimes the way they come in, we just don't see them depending on what platform you're looking at us. I mean, what platform you're streaming from. So it might be good if you say if you're watching from the resolutions page, Chromewell, or YouTube. Has everybody had a good Monday? Y'all quiet today.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Look, what I'm trying to do is share it, but honey, Facebook is the devil today for me. Like every time I click on it, it's doing it twice, and it won't let me scroll up.
It might be your device.
It might be. Let me see. Well, anyway, so right now in the drawing we have Miss Tanya, Miss Tamika, Doris, Rosita. That's it.
I have 4.
Oh, okay. Hey, it looks like it's some more of y'all watching, so y'all might want to state your name so you can get in the drawing. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm giving away. Let's see it.
Can't see it. Other way. Oh, all y'all disappeared.
Oh, can you take it out? Can you turn the background off? How do I do that?
Go to your settings.
Hold on.
Glad you had a good Monday, Tamika. They not wearing you out with those numbers, are they?
Oh, I see it. Okay. Can they see me?
Yep.
So this is the basket. And it is loaded with goodies. And so we just want to do something to say that we appreciate you and we thank you. So maybe I might want to like, share, and tell a friend that we're on. About to get into it.
And make sure you give us your name so you can go into the drawing. Because the math ain't math. And I got 4 names. Hey, Pamela.
And I see 14 people on. So that means 10 people have not entered their name in the drawing.
Oh, an unplanned rest day. Uh-oh. Oh, I hope everything is okay. So Rosita says she, Marquisha. Okay. All right. So I think we can go ahead and get started. Yolanda, what do you think?
I'm ready.
So our topic tonight is social media and mental health. So we were talking earlier. Hey, Angel. We were talking earlier about how social media impacts us, right? Like expectations are sometimes set by what we see on social media. I've often heard people say, oh, social media is messy or Facebook is messy. But that's not my experience, right? So glad you're okay, Tamika. Hey, Quila. I understand that social media feeds us what we want, right? Like literally, the algorithm is set to watch your patterns and your habits and to listen to your conversation. Basically, it's predictive technology is what it's called. And so if it looks at your patterns and then it gives you more of what you asked for. And so if your social media is messy, it's because you're messy. It just is what it is. But what happens for us is like social media addiction is real, right? It is a real thing. It's scientifically proven. And so because it's so much a part of our lives, we depend on it and we trust it a lot of times more than we trust ourselves, than we trust our families. We trust what we see on social media far more than we trust sometimes the people in our lives. And it can become problematic because you start setting your expectations based on what you see on social media, and what we see on social media isn't always real. Like I'm not that old. I'm 45. I ain't afraid to say it. I'm 45. But I remember when social media was not a part of when social media didn't exist. Social media was the newspaper and the news. And so now to see, like, you can't even really trust what you see or what you hear because everything has a filter or, a voiceover. And so you don't know what to trust, but we still put so much faith in social media, and it strains us mentally. It drains us because we are trying to compete with something that isn't even real.
Right. So you're saying like when it first came out, it was more authentic than it is now.
Yeah, because we didn't have the technology to be fake, right?
Right.
You didn't have a filter, whatever that 110 camera took, that's what it was.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so now you can filter yourself so that if you don't know how to apply makeup, you add a filter to make it look like you have makeup on. And we've seen over and over again people committing suicide because of social media
Mm-hmm.
or because of the impact of social media? Because go ahead.
Mm-mm. I was just gonna say I don't think people take the time to read what's on social media. Like if you think about it, how many of y'all you jump on Facebook and you just scroll? And
Mm-hmm.
so you just see a portion of what the people post. And so
Yeah.
you run with this idea that's in your head about what you saw, but you didn't take the time to read it.
Mm-hmm. So there is something called the well, everybody has probably heard the term dopamine, right? You know, that's the feel good hormone. So
Mm.
research says that social media triggers dopamine just like other things that you do that make you feel good, right? So for some people it may be food or sex or whatever it is. Social media scrolling triggers dopamine too. It's the same premise as people who go to the casino, like that feeling that you get when the slots are rolling, you know, that anticipation of reward, and then that feeling that, you know, you don't get it. So you want to do it again and you keep doing it because you're seeking out that dopamine hit. It's the same thing that's the same premise of social media. That's why you see those little bubbles when people are typing, you know, to keep you logged on because the goal is to keep you engaged. And we mindlessly scroll for hours. So for me, it's relaxing, right? And I know I overindulge. But I have learned I know how far to go with it, right? I know it's not real. And so I don't measure where I am
You
in
know, like
life. Like, yeah, yeah,
reality TV. So you might want to watch it at the end of a rough day just to kind of escape.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
some of it's real. What we're doing is real, but if you see a funeral streaming on Cromwell Funeral Home, you know that that's real. But there are some things that's out there that are fake. Now she talked about the dopamine. I don't know if y'all have the ability, but turning your phones to black and white, the actual things that
Hmm.
can do that with social media, I guarantee you, if you do that, you will
You
not
won't be.
be on it as long as you normally do with looking at it in color. It's experiment that we did, and you won't be.
Like Tamika saying, the apps and platforms started as an educational tool and has converted to what it is today, right? And I feel like it is. It's like anything else. It's like food. It can be a gift, but it can be a curse if you overindulge or if you misuse it. Um, it can be harmful to you. I've heard people say, well, my child can't have a phone. What they need with a phone, what they need with a tablet. It can be very educational, but I think that you have to teach responsibility with it, just like you have to teach responsibility with everything else. Um, and,
Mm-hmm.
and it can't be our measuring stick, right? I think that's when it starts to have a negative impact on our mental health. So we see what's on social media and you see the pretty picture and everybody waist snatched and stomach flat and you know everything put together, but you don't know what kind of contorted ways they done had to twist their body and filtered and you know lighting and all that and took 200 pictures just to get the one that they posted that makes you feel bad about the fact that you got a belly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um,
Or what about these relationships that are not real?
they can't stand each other a lot of times. You know, it's not what you think it is. Um,
Because Valentine's just passed, and so everybody was posting their stuff.
right.
But in reality, what are we gonna see for the next 365 days?
What did they right? They may have gotten flowers after they got their eye blacked or got cursed out or, you know, finished arguing, you know, like, but we measure ourselves by those things. It's easy to look at what somebody else has and you know what you don't, and you see what you don't have, but you don't know what they did to get it, and you don't know what they have to do to keep it. You know what I mean? Because you don't see the whole picture, right? You only see a snapshot of into, you see what they want you to see.
And so, can somebody tell us, if anybody would like to share how that impacts you, or if you've had a negative impact from social media? I think one person said, social media will feed us based on the predicted pattern and feed or change that mood. You already read that one. I thought I saw another comment.
Mentally meaning, Tamika said mentally meaning you can be having a good day, good or bad day, and social media will feed us based on the predicted patterns and change the feed to that mood. Yes, yes. The algorithm is set up to feed you what you tell it you want. It's very smart.
Oh yeah.
So like I'll be transparent. And when I was married, one of the how do I say this? One issue was me being on social media. My ex had a problem with that. However, when I'm on social media, I need to make sure I'm missing any names. I'm scrolling, you seeing quotes, recipes, and stuff like that, because that's what I'm into. I like to cook. I'm always looking for quote, because that's what I'm clicking on. So since that's what I'm clicking on, that's what it's giving me more of. You see my family, my friends, recipes, and quote. That's it. So it's easy for people to say social media is bad when they're not on social media, or when they're on social media clicking on fights and drama and mess. That's what social media is going to show you. My social media is showing me how to make a pound cake from scratch that I ain't never gonna cook, but I just want to you know what I'm saying? It's gonna show me workout videos that I've been clicking on that I'm not gonna do.
Right.
Because that's what I feed it, and so that's what it gives me in return. But even with youth, they I'm trying to type another name that I saw popped up. Alexander.
Which one you looking for?
Rayla Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
So did I put Shaquille? So okay, Kanisha, you with me? Recipes I ain't never gonna make. But that ain't the point, because we got them in case we decide to. But with now why is this light changing colors? Because I didn't tell us to do that. Okay. So with you, I tell students all the time, I'm so glad they didn't have social media when I was growing up. But I think we would have been smart enough not to record everything. They record everything. I tell the prosecution ain't gonna have to do no work, because y'all give them all the evidence. Y'all put all your crimes all out in public. You record yourself doing things that you know will get you in trouble, because they want to go viral. They want to be popular. They want everyone to know, what they're doing. Because that's where they feel like they get their power from. I think social media makes them feel empowered. They can get likes and views and clicks and shares from people in places that they've never heard of. Yes. And it's sad, but that's what I see. Like, they feel like everything has to go on social media. Nothing can be a secret. Nothing can be personal or private.
And I guess my question is why? Why do you not want some things to be private?
Because there's no power in that. There's no popularity in privacy. How you gonna know how tough I am if I don't post a fight? How you gonna know how many girls I got or how many dudes trying to talk to me if I don't make a post?
Wow. Do
We
you have Pamela Lee Gibbs?
no. Tamika said we wouldn't record everything because we had a lot of respect for our elders and wouldn't want to possibly get caught by caught up and evidence produced to our parents. Baby, listen.
Right. And
You
I'm
couldn't.
an adult, and I still question sometimes about some of the things that I'm a post, but they have
Right.
no shame.
No shame. Listen, I'm free and clear right now on some stuff I said. And I'll never tell. Listen, but but I think that's the difference in how I'm gonna say society raised us. I'm not even gonna just say our parents because it's to me it's bigger than that. Like the societal expectations of our generation and probably the one right after us and the ones before us. That wasn't glamorized. Like everybody knowing, you know, that you were in a party dancing on a boy, or that all that, or whatever the case is, or that even had a gun or whatever, had a fight, whatever it wasn't glamorized. You didn't get praise for that.
Mm-mm.
You got embarrassed.
And so the question is, because we all see, the next generation going, and not all of them, but it's almost like half of them are going in the bad direction, and then the other half are going in the good direction. What do we do as a community?
I think we need to stop. I think we accept too many excuses. Like the level of accountability with young people is in the trash. Like we give them too many excuses.
I don't even know if they're aware of their word. And I mean, I'm not being funny.
I understand. I don't think they know either. Because it's like there's always now, as an educator, 20 plus years, this generation has no excuse to be ignorant.
Mm-mm.
You have Google, you have AI, you have any information you want at your fingertips. So if you don't know something, it is a choice. And I feel like as society, as parents, we have to stop making excuses and blaming other people and blaming the school district, on what your child doesn't know. Okay, they don't teach cursive in school anymore. That's sad. I think it's sad. However, everybody got smart devices, computers, there's public libraries around. You can order Amazon, order some books and teach your handwriting books and teach your own child how to write in cursive. The school doesn't teach it anymore because the standards and the expectations that have been put on schools does not allow them to focus on that, because they got to get them to try to pass a test so that funding won't get snatched and all these other things won't happen. So they ain't got time to worry about if it's in print or cursive. But you should be doing that, right? You have to step in and fill in some of those gaps. You can't wait for everybody else to do it. And I ain't gonna stay on my education soapbox too long. But I think part of the reason that social media can take over is because, for whatever reason, a lot of times social media has become the caregiver. And
Mm.
so their expectations are based on what they see on social media. So when you see somebody who didn't go to college, but they took a lot of pictures and learned what angles and filters to use, and now they're an influencer and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now they think they can do that.
Right. And who's to say that they can't? But
Their work ethic.
well, yeah. Because
That's what they don't realize. They
yeah.
don't realize that it's work involved. And
Mhm.
that's the thing. They want it looks simple, but they don't realize how difficult it is.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. But you said something a second ago when you were talking about education, and I was gonna just kind of gonna piggyback on it. That's part of the problem, that we're teaching to the test, and that's how we're funded. Because why? What are they learning?
Yeah, I listen. So opposed to all of the. I hate standardized testing. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I hate it. Because it is not a predictor of success. It is not a measure of how effective teachers are, because a lot of children, a lot of students do not care. So they put forth no effort. They're not always reflective of what they know. And so it's unfair
People
to
just
school
don't do
districts.
well on tests.
And some people don't do well. My daughter, I'll use her as an example. Brilliant student. You know that, Yolanda. Like, well, anybody on here who knows her. And I ain't just saying it because she mine, but she's brilliant. But she is not a good test taker. Never has been. Has terrible test anxiety. Terrible. But her grades are stellar. She just got invited to be inducted into a business honor society as her school for being one of the top business students in their program. Wow. So, but if you looked at her ACT scores or even her SAT scores, they're not terrible, but they're not.
They don't reflect
either.
The knowledge.
They don't reflect the knowledge that she has.
Yep.
They do not. All because she has severe test anxiety. And so I think they don't have work. And then too, the only people who are punished, and I know I'm kind of off on a tangent, but the only people who are punished for those bad test grades are schools, teachers and schools. There is no consequence for students if they don't put forth their best effort. There is no consequence for parents if your child doesn't put forth their best efforts. All the consequences are on the teachers and the school district.
Well, hold on, because I think I can tie this into social media. So let me read Mama's comment. She said it has to start at home. When I grew up, the same standards at home were reinforced at school and church. That doesn't happen anymore. Parents give their kids things and not time. And that's true.
Yep. It's like what I said earlier. Social media has become the caregiver.
Exactly. Yep.
And so everything that I won't say everything, but a lot of their standards are based on what they see on social media, right, Jasmine? They know there are no consequences, and that makes it even worse because they know that everyone is limited in what they're gonna do.
So I had a suggestion one time, because okay, if it's 20 kids in a classroom and I know I'm checking in with the teacher, right? We call each other, my text, we go to the school, and then parent teacher conference comes around. Like, I hear parents sometimes say they never go.
They don't.
I don't go to that. Why? Your kid does not live in a vacuum. If the teacher doesn't know what's going on at home, and if you don't know what's going on in school, then there's a breakdown. Because a lot of times kids are at school for more hours out of the day when they're awake than they are at home. So
Listen,
I feel like it should be a consequence. I feel like parent teacher conferences and open house, those things should be mandatory. Now that's just my opinion. I don't work in the school district, but
the school district has no power to get that. Let me tell you something. Not long ago, I got cursed out. Did I tell you about that? Oh, I got cursed. Well, she didn't curse me out. Let me correct. I was not, she did not use profanity, but she talked to me like I had 4 legs and a tail. She went off, told me what a terrible person I was. Oh, she let me have it. Now, guess why?
Why?
Because I didn't call her and tell her that her child was failing. Now, ask me, did she come to parent teacher conference?
Probably not.
Absolutely not. But I got bashed because she felt like it was my job to call her, even though I tried to explain to her that it was not my job. It's actually your job to come to parent teacher conference to see
And it's
where
your
your child
job to
is.
check folders and to have a conversation with your
Well,
child
well,
about
well
what
we
they're
don't
like.
do folders, but there is an electronic system that parents can check, and students have access to see their grades at all times online. My point is, everybody is the problem except you and your child.
Right.
And so I think that's the same thing going back to social media. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an advocate for bullying or anything like that. But if you have social media validating, as who said that, Kanisha, validating your child, then that's who sets the standards for them. And so their behavior aligns to what's acceptable on social media and not what's acceptable in the school or in your home.
But and this and the other thing with social media, because I'm gonna say YouTube. My kids, and they're 6, y'all, but they're very smart. I take it off, they put it back on. I take it off, they put it back on. And I was like, now I know I'm not crazy. I took this off of here. And so I finally just said, okay, so no YouTube, like you can watch YouTube Kids. So this weekend I was like, they weren't feeling the best. Okay, I'm gonna let you watch it for a little while. And I noticed their tone of voice changed, their communication changed, and their behavior changed. And I was like, what is going on with them? So they put it on the TV so I could hear, because most of the time they have on their headphones or whatever. And I said, oh, so this is why you're acting like this, because you're watching something on Roblox and you're listening to how they're talking and the way that they're behaving. So we had to have a conversation about choices and influence. So I used the 2 different examples. I used church and how you behave at church. And then we had school, and then we talked about that to help them understand. Okay, so if you want to watch these things, that's fine, but you don't need to model inappropriate behavior. And a lot of times with social media, we see things that's inappropriate, and that gets into our spirit. So we begin to model those things. Like you said earlier, we begin to think that those things are real, and oh, I gotta get this.
Yeah.
Because
And
you see
even
with a new bag or a new car.
yeah.
You don't know what they did to get it.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't know what they're doing to keep it. And even
Right.
our timeline for when things should happen. So, we think we should be married with kids by a certain age, or, our relationship should look a certain way, or our house should look a certain way, like all the trends, like buying you pouring your juice out of the Minute Maid box into the clear containers, because that's what everybody on TikTok doing. Child, ain't nobody got time for all that. You pouring your onion powder out of the McCormick bottle into the clear bottles with the white labels on Amazon. Yes, like it's
Oh wow, that is entirely too much. That takes too much time. So then you have to wash the clear container versus you just using your Minute Maid box and throwing it away at the end.
yeah, they buy the clear container. Like, you're gonna have to go on TikTok and look at organization. Like, yeah, like really, like for real. They buy these beans and it looks real cute, but it's not realistic. Like, child, after you done worked all day and come home and cook for 3 kids, and then you gotta do help with homework. Who get the juicy juice and come on? Like, like seriously, and they do all these things, and then we compare ourselves, and then it creates anxiety in us because we feel like, well, why I can't order all the storage containers off Amazon and put my eggs and my juice and my lettuce in a airtight storage container, and like you know what I'm saying? Why can't I have my closet organized by color and fabric, and why can't I have all these things? And why can't my husband and I be flying to Turks and Caicos every summer? Why haven't I been to like we compare ourselves to these people whole time they got bill collectors calling and blowing their phones up.
Why can't I have a 3-story home with a closet that has 2 stories? Why can't I have it, LaQuinda?
You don't know how to be an influencer. I get, yeah, putting the washing powder. They hate packaging. Putting the washing powder pods out of the bag it came in another container. Yeah, like what you got against the towel bag? It don't. I guess it don't fit with your aesthetic. No, literally, they will take everything out of the container, even the powder detergent, and put it in clear, aesthetically pleasing containers, and everything is so organized and neat, and the lines.
All for some organization because I cannot function in chaos. But that is a bit extreme.
No, it's beyond just order. It's extreme. Like when I say literally taking the
I have to go on there tonight because I'm not aware.
Yeah. And so we see all these things and all the way that these people are living, and that's not our reality. And I'm convinced that a lot of times we don't necessarily want it to be our reality. We find with the Tide Pods in the bag that they came in, but because that's what social media says is trending and it's aesthetically pleasing, we feel like we should try to do that a lot of times.
And I think that sometimes there are things that we can see on social media that may be helpful.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell y'all have to do what's best for you and your household. And that ain't what's best for me and mine. And I'm not going through all that. No.
But we can see that because social media didn't raise us. Like we have life experience outside of the influence of social media. And so I think
because we live in real life. Because I got off work at 7:30. No.
Because we lived a life prior to social media, right? So that's easier for us to grasp the concept of. These kids a lot of them don't even know what an encyclopedia is. They don't have any foundation of who they are without the influence of social media. They don't know what printed pictures are. I was talking to a baby. She's a little girl. She was telling me that this is like during December. She wanted a camera for Christmas because she was like, I have pictures on my phone, but I want some real pictures. And I was telling her about, I said, well, you should ask for a photo album too. She said, what's that?
Oh, wow.
And I said, now it was a young child, an elementary school child. And I was like, it's a book that you can put your pictures in so you can keep them all together. She's like, oh, I hadn't turned in my list yet. I'm going to add that. Like they have no concept, a lot of them, of anything outside of the influence of technology and social media.
That's crazy. Wow.
And the biggest problem I think is that they're not using it for good as much as they're using it for entertainment and bad.
Thank you, Miss Tyra.
And so that's where parents and society, I think, come in because a lot of our kids are um they feel minimized because they can't meet the expectations that they see on social media.
That is so true. That is so true. I've heard my own child say, "Mommy, why can't we live in a house with stairs?" Mm,
Mm-hmm.
because this is where we live.
Yeah. And because so social media makes it look like a house with stairs is better.
Or why can't we live in a house that has a basement? Well, because of where we live, basements, I mean, really aren't a thing
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of that is I've never experienced that, so it must be better than what I have. You know what I mean? Just like that. The romanticizing things that you don't have. Just it's the same with relationships. You know, you see people post it up, and he got his beard and whatever else, and you know, you like, oh, I want a man like that. Whole time he broke and musty, but you can't see that in a picture. I'm just saying. I mean, you know what I mean?
Oh.
So you asking for a problem. You asking for a headache. All because it's aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
From the internet. But you don't know what it's like in real life.
My
So
to him was everything that you have in your room, stairs will make it no different. You will still have all of those things.
right. Jazzy said emphasis on the musty.
Right.
Cousin. Broken musty cousin.
Oh, did you get those names?
I'm checking to make sure I think I got them all.
Yes.
And so but again, we see these things. I don't see Gwendolyn. We see these things on social media, and it's
immature those, yes.
and so and I'm not a social media basher by any way. Like, I am grateful for social media. It allows me to keep in touch with family and friends, you know, all over, to meet people and connect with people. And so it definitely has a positive impact. But if
It
you are
allows
not,
us to do this.
it allows us to do this. It allows access to people who you wouldn't have access to before. Let me tell y'all something about social media. So, like, we love Beyonce down around here, right? Like, we are Beehive through and through. And so when Stacia was turning maybe 12, 13, something like that, she wanted to dress like Beyonce in one of her videos. So she had on this like red and black lumberjack type shirt, some shorts, some black combat boots. So we put the whole outfit together, right? Just that's what she wanted to wear for her birthday. So we posted a picture on Instagram of of Stacia in her birthday suit, birthday outfit. And I did like a side by side of her and Beyonce. And I tagged Beyonce's stylist who had styled her for that look. He responded and was saying, you know, how cute she looked and wished her a happy birthday. Made her year. You know what I mean?
Aww.
And so that's the impact of social media. Because what are the odds that somebody who has literally helped Beyonce button up her pants would see a picture of a little girl in Arkansas and wish her happy birthday and tell her how beautiful she looked?
Right. But that's a positive thing.
That's the positive of social media when you use it for positive.
But
now,
we know that it can go way wrong
either way. And so
the bullying.
And so that's the importance of having boundaries and being intentional about what you post. One thing my pastor told us, which I have not done yet, is we should have a mission statement for our social media. Like you should be intentional about what it is that you want your page to convey.
I remember it was somebody who said the mission statement. I couldn't remember who it was. And she was like, don't let the week go by without having a mission
Sure
statement.
did. And I did.
What, it was something else she wanted with social media, wasn't it? A mission statement and one other thing.
I don't know. I have to go back and look. I know she said a mission statement, but I think the important thing, because as we said, it can be such a good thing. It could be such a good resource. If you don't know how to do something, YouTube University will bless you. If you need help with something, you know, Facebook, TikTok, they can help you figure out how to get stuff done. And
Right.
there can be a great sense of community in it. But there's an ugly side to it as well. But what in life does not have an ugly side?
And so, well, nothing. I think everything can have an ugly side.
Everything can, but it's about how you handle it.
Mm-hmm. And that's where your boundaries come back in. And so if somebody is on your page and they're saying something ugly, you have the power to block them, delete them, take their post off. I know a lot of times when I'm watching your pastor, she'd be like, not today. I see him.
Uh-huh.
And then I watch Real Talk Kim's sometime in the morning, and when the people get on there and they're being ugly and she's being positive, she politely moving them on out the way. She's like, not today, Satan.
Yeah. Because it's so, like, you can engage it. You can. But where does it get you?
And do you have the energy and the time to be engaging with foolishness?
Sometimes I do. But I choose not to. Because that's not the side of myself that I want to put out there. Because the other thing about social media that I don't think a lot of Keisha, a lot of people realize, or especially young people, they forget that it doesn't go away.
Yeah, it's there forever.
It's there. Somebody can retrieve it.
Somebody screenshot it or screen recorded it. No.
My goddaughter laughs at herself all the time because when she was like in middle school and high school, she would make all these crazy posts on Facebook. So when it pops up in her memories, she'd be like, why didn't y'all tell me? Why didn't y'all stop me? Like, it's so embarrassing to her now. She laughs at it, but it's embarrassing. But I'm like, could nobody tell you nothing? Writing, instead of using letters, you're using all these symbols like somebody crazy. Could nobody tell you nothing? You know what I mean? So they don't realize that it's going to come back, or it could come back to haunt them.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to remember, depending on what profession you're in, it can also impact your job.
It sure
can also keep you from getting jobs or getting into different organizations. Because I promise you, applying for jobs, trying to join sororities, fraternities, that's the first thing they looking at. They're going to scroll your social media just to kind of get an idea of what type of person you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you're about to represent their business, their company, their organization. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't want you representing them, and you
out here
talking crazy, fighting, and out here reckless. Nobody want that.
Right.
But again, I say I think it's important for us to be intentional about what we engage with on social media. And also, as I was about to say as parents, but sometimes the parents need to learn it too, because if you think about the parents of the children that we're talking about now, a lot of them grew up under the social media influence as well. And so they don't necessarily see the long-term impacts of it sometimes, I think. Ms. Barnes said, I tried telling a young lady that and she got so mad at me. They don't like the truth, Ms. Barnes. They do not like to hear the truth.
And that's when you know that you're doing a good work. When they're angry about something that you said, it's because it's the truth and it hurts, and they're not ready to receive it.
Mm-mm. And they take it personal. Like that's just how connected they are to social media. Like it's like you're telling them that something that they love is bad for them or can hurt them.
Why love? What is it? I mean, to love. I mean, I get on Facebook just like anybody else, but I don't know.
But I think a lot of times young people don't have.
Let me say this. This is how often I get on social media. So this morning, I got up like I do on a Monday morning, and I got my kids dressed and ready for school. And Humphrey called and he said, "The streets are really quiet. I don't think this school is in today." I said, "Yeah, school is in today. This is one of their makeup days. When the storm was here, this is what they were saying or whatever. That the President's Day was gonna be one of their makeup days." Now, I check my kids' folder. I check anything that comes home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't check is Facebook. And I guess they put a post up on Facebook, but that they changed it and that there was no school today. But I didn't see it because I didn't get it. Well, I was sick last week and I wasn't on Facebook.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not a form of the news or a form of communication. The same way with GroupMe. Like some people use GroupMe like that. If you want me to know, you better send me an email.
But you know why a lot of schools and they should have been diligent to send it in another way. But a lot of times that's all parents will look at.
Right. And so I'm not mad. I got the information, although I got it late.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not looking at it. I'm not on there like that.
Yeah. And that's why schools have to work so hard, because you got to put it on Facebook, because that's all some of them gonna check. They're not gonna check their folder for notes. They're not gonna look on the school webpage. They're not gonna check GroupMe, but they gonna be on Facebook scrolling. And they gonna be on Facebook because when you make them mad, they want to go on there and curse you out and talk about you on Facebook. So they gotta be on there.
Right.
And so again, I think it's
okay, Miss Deborah, I'm okay, but I'm not mad with the school.
about setting boundaries, and for those young people in our lives, because the truth of the matter is, if it's going to stop, if that cycle is going to stop, we have to be intentional about stopping it. And so I think a lot of times people want to assassinate social media, and I don't think that's the key. And so when you try to take that away from young people, you're always going to get a fight. But if you try to teach them how to use it for their benefit and not use it as a measuring stick for what they should be doing, how they should be acting, how they should talk, how they should dress. Like, they don't even dance no more. They do the little TikTok trends. Like, now I can't dance, but you know what I mean? But they don't, like, everything is a trend. Everything is a challenge, except that schoolwork. Now, they don't want you to challenge them in that classroom, but everything is
But shouldn't that be a part of maybe some of the challenges? So I'm challenging somebody tonight to do an educational challenge on TikTok.
Ain't nobody gonna follow.
Ain't nobody
gonna follow. That won't go viral. That won't go viral. That absolutely will not. I have no faith that anything educational will go viral. Feel good stories, right? Like, so the people who meet, somebody homeless or in trouble, and they help them out, and they start a GoFundMe, and everybody, sends money, and before you know it, these people have tens of that, like stuff like that'll go viral. But they don't want to And I think it's because education itself isn't valued anymore.
But
I
that's
think
it.
it is sad.
Because at the
Because
end of the day, just like you said that this is a trend, this
it'll be
gonna
mm-hmm.
it's gonna go on to this won't be even popular in I'm gonna say what 5 years. It'll be something else. So then what
Being an influencer won't be the flex that it is now, right? So it won't
Mhm.
be so lucrative at some point. But
Exactly.
and now don't get me, the education system is messed up. It is so messed up. And what but when I say value in education, I'm not just talking about college or anything like that. I'm talking about learning in and of itself, because there are some skills I'm not, that can be so lucrative and so that we need so bad, but nobody wants to do that. They don't want to be a HVAC technician or a plumber or a welder. They want to be an influencer.
But those things are what is here to stay. You're gonna always need an electrician. You're gonna always need a plumber.
They don't see
You
that.
always need a mortician. You're gonna always need a therapist, a doctor, a lawyer. These things are not going away, and so there is value in education.
But they don't see that yet. They don't see it yet.
Mm.
And the fight of our lives is trying to get them to see it. Social media has a place, it has a purpose, it has benefits, but it is not the be all end all. It
And
is
that's
not
all
where
we're saying.
it's not where we should. It is not. Hold on, that's not wrong. It is. It's not where we should get our value from, get our standards from, because it's unstable. And the same people who celebrate you in one post will demean and belittle you in the very next post.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And
we
so
keep,
for me, if I can't say anything positive, I'm just gonna keep scrolling.
yeah, me too. And that's another thing I don't think people understand. You can scroll without commenting.
Mm-hmm. Tamika says social media hasn't made these industries glamorous.
Right. So if they do, when they do, that's when it will get value. Because like I said earlier, they assign value to what social media says is valuable, what's important. From food to furniture to clothes, whatever. TikTok got a whole mall, TikTok shop. Like whatever people assign as popular, everybody goes and gets it and tries it out because someone on social media. Them little dumplings at Dollar Tree been there for 1,000,000 years until somebody got on social media and said they tried them. The little soup dumplings at Trader Joe's, like all this stuff. Someone gets on there and tries it, and then now everybody else is trying it, and it's selling out. You know what I mean? But because that's what they assign value to. Whatever social media says looks good.
Well, we are nearing our time. We hope you have enjoyed us this evening. We would like to know what are some things that you all want to discuss. Next up, we do have a few topics. We're going to be talking about isolation. We're going to be talking about I'm gonna have to go back and look. Have we talked about like spirit to some degree spirituality and therapy? I don't know if we talked about
I
it
don't think we talked about it on here.
okay. I'm gonna say I don't know if we talked about it at length the way we normally do. Um
So if you have something you'd like to talk about, you can put it in the comments. And as always, you can email us or send us a message on the resolutions page.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kanisha.
Mentorship. Okay.
Yeah. I did.
So can you call out all the names so that if we miss somebody, they can actually type their name in the comment?
Okay.
Oh, just so it can be fair for everybody.
So I have Tanya Miller, Tamika Washington, Doris Cromwell, Rosita, I don't know how to say your last name, Lanus, Pamela Gibbs, Quisha Bridges, Angel Frizzell, Shaquila Horde, Loretta Johnson, Rayla Alexander, Pamela Lee Gibbs, Jasmine Dunbar, Kanisha Scott, Kay Love, Deborah Bridges, Tyra Jones, Gwendolyn Simpson, and Lakeisha Banks Turner. Did I miss anybody?
Did you say Miss Deborah Barnes?
I don't think I did. Yes, I did say Deborah Barnes.
Okay. Melba Wright?
No.
So we have, hold on, I gotta get my pen out. Give me just a second, y'all. So we have conflict resolution. Effective communication.
Miss Barnes, I said Quisha Bridges, and then I said Deborah Barnes further down the list.
I'm writing down your suggestions.
All right. So is that everybody? Did I say Melba right? Oh, that was the last one I added. Okay.
Okay, so did we get everybody?
I think so.
Did you get Laretha Shorty Johnson?
Yes, I got Laretha Johnson.
Okay.
So let me see if I can share my screen. Hold
Okay.
on. So I can.
Is there anybody else with a topic?
Can everybody see? Hold on. Y'all see my wheel of names? Are we ready to spin, Yolanda?
Give me just a second.
Okay.
It was somebody on the Cromwell page. Hold on 1 second. They commented. Oh, how do I get out of here? Can you?
Adult, child, and parent relationships. That's a good one.
I think you. Can you scroll back up?
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
That's the top.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's everybody that I see.
Okay. Are y'all ready? You ready?
All right. Going once, going twice. Anybody that we missed?
I think we got them all. Here we go.
All right, Rayla Alexander.
We have a winner.
Rayla, you can pick up your basket tomorrow at Resolutions anytime between 8:30 and 4:30. And parent relationship.
Congratulations, Rayla. Remember, y'all never know when we're going to have another prize, another giveaway.
So keep tuning in, keep sharing, keep liking. We thank you so much for your support and your feedback. Who said they was angry?
Somebody angry, don't be angry at us.
Oh, Miss Deborah.
Love you too, cousin. Thank you.
Look, Miss Deborah, just keep coming back. I'm having giveaways for the rest of Black History Month.
Yes.
So what, this is our third thing that we've given away this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, y'all
All right.
have a good night.